Hey, so it's been a while since I did a video. Um, it is officially 1 year since I last dyed my hair. So I actually was growing out my pixie, so I didn't cut it that much, but you can see just a little bit of that like light brown in there. So, and then the back, I don't know if there's much in the back. So I was growing out my pixie and then I trimmed it. So I'm trying to let all this grow out. So this morning I'm doing my hair. Um, Couple of things along the way. Number one is people always, when they're first starting out, um, they're like, oh, it's so hard, you know. And yes, in the beginning it's very hard. It takes probably 3 to 4 months before you start really feeling like, um, okay, I've got this, you know, like it's starting to get better. Like in the beginning, when you're starting to see the first parts of your silver coming through, the gray, you're in a little bit of a panic mode because usually you're chasing those grays constantly, and then you're like, oh my gosh, I'm actually purposely letting them come through. So the first 3 to 4 months, maybe even a little bit longer for some people, can be the hardest. At some point, you just go, I don't care. I don't care what people think. This is what I'm doing. So now that I am to the point where I have little bit of color left, and it'll just be there until I finally trim my hair again. But I really like the color. I feel like, there's still a lot of my natural dark color. And then in mixed in with that is the silver. And a lot of it's here on the side, so you can see that peek through. So eventually when my hair is long enough and I can pull it back, you'll see a lot of that. But yeah, and then I've had questions like, what's the best way to do it? Should you cut your hair? Should you just let it grow out if you have long hair already? And for me, when I did it, the very first time I tried growing out my gray, I had pretty much one length all the way to my shoulder. And I probably got around 3 months, and I probably should have just kept on going, but I panicked and I didn't like it. I didn't like the way it was coming in the front. I have this streak right here in the front, and I didn't like it, so I dyed my hair, and probably did for another 1.5 years after that. And during that time, I cut my hair. I wanted just to, have a different style, so I cut my hair. It wasn't in the intent of growing my gray out again. But, eventually I was like, I really want to try this again. I'm so tired of dyeing my hair. So when my hair was short, I thought, okay, well, probably that's going to be the best way for me, because I can just like blend, when my hair is short, kind of blend that line. Whereas when it was one length, you can see it more. So there's lots of people just like, I'm growing it, and they do it with their hair's long, they never cut it, and they just leave it. But some people will cut it as they're growing, will cut it really short just to kind of make the process go a little bit longer. So it's kind of like depending on what you want to do. Like if you are, you want to try a new style and you want to just cut it short, go for it. Hair always grows. That's what I always feel like. If I go to the hairdresser and she kind of chops my hair, I'm like, whatever, it grows. My hair actually grows pretty fast too. So, yeah, but I think, like the things that I've learned is just like, this is who I am. And it's very freeing to just be like, oh, I think something just fell off my iron here. Oh yeah. But like, it's really freeing just to, not have to be constantly feeling self-conscious of dyeing your hair and getting rid of the gray. So that's kind of freeing, just to be like, this is my hair color. And I really haven't gotten not really any negative feedback. And, I probably have people looking at me. Maybe some women look at me like, oh my gosh, she's crazy. But what do I care? They don't mean anything to me. My husband likes it. And I like it. So, that's what matters. So, I think that you just have to get to a point where it doesn't matter. If you like it, do it. In the beginning, it's scary. And you're kind of unsure and you're learning about all that. But eventually you get there and you just like, okay, this is me and this is what I'm doing. So My encouragement is just to keep going. After you get past those first few months, it really does get better. Cut your hair, don't cut your hair. That's your personal preference. Like I said, I didn't cut my hair purposely. I just cut it and I thought, oh, maybe now I could probably grow it out. And I think I could do that better. So I probably would have to say cutting my hair was probably a good thing for me. Anyway, let those silvers shine. And if you hate it, guess what? You can dye it again. So see you later.